Any other questions?
Excuse me. I have a
Okay,
question.
it's recorded.
For electrician, I wanted to know, is it possible to work as both electrician and a plumber at the same time, or does not?
That is definitely possible. You would be in high demand. Your phone would not stop ringing, but of course, that's very difficult to do. So, I mean, it isn't if you take the time and learn. It took me, I have 22 years full-time experience. It took me a decent amount of time of doing repetitive stuff every day for me to learn, and then there's class learning, book learning with all that. So it's a very serious trade to do both. It's a little difficult, but like me, I do multiple electrical jobs. So once I mastered being an electrician, it opened up the doors. I could go and work anywhere around the world. You know, if you concentrate on that, I could literally go anywhere around the world and be an electrician. So yeah, you can, but that would be highly difficult. I would say focus on one thing at a time and figure out what you're good at.
Yeah, the reason why I asked is because originally I wanted to be a plumber, but I would like to learn being an electrician as well, since my brother is going to be doing it.
Yeah.
My father does construction. I believe that would be good for all of us to know those skills.
Yeah, stick together. And I tell you right now, any plumber in the room, I'm a cleaner worker than a plumber. You're going to have a better time being an electrician than being a plumber. But sometimes it doesn't work out the way. You might be better at plumbing. But if you both brothers are doing it, yeah, learn together, stick together, ask questions together. You never know. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say,
You're good.
so I wanted to say, was that is it hard to be, like, to learn how to become like a plumber, or is it actually, not plumber,
It's okay. Same thing at this point.
technician, sorry, technician, yeah. Is it hard to like the ways of being a technician, or is it actually like easy steps to being like a technician?
So it's kind of half and half. For the first 5 years, again, my story's a little different. I've been working since 12, but for 5 years, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I was just a pair of hands and a gopher and a doer. And then after a while, things started making sense, and then it all becomes book smart. So I know a lot of kids that are really book smart, but they can't work with their hands. And that's fine. You could go on to be an electrical engineer and make more money than all of us. And you'd be telling everyone what to do. But it all comes with time. That's why I say tell people to try it, because you might not like it, you might hate it, or you might fall in love with something you don't even know. So I go to work every day. I'm not mad that I go to work. I'm up early because I enjoy what I'm doing, and it comes second nature. But yeah, it is a mixture of both. So you could be really book smart, but it doesn't mean you can't get a job in the electrical field or plumbing field. You could be an inspector, you could be an engineer.
So even if you're like basically like hands-on, it's looking to be hands-on, even if you're
Not too book.
that's
Yeah, it gets technical. My job gets very technical. Listen, so the hard stuff became easy, and then there's really hard stuff that I'm still not good at. I stay away from a lot of technical or specialty things. So there's a lot of different specialties in the electrical career, and then there's basic electric. There's a lot of different roads in these fields.
because of the dangerous.
It is definitely dangerous, but you're taught and shown to how to operate and work things safely. I've been around, there are accidents happen, I've been involved in them. But you take pride in your work and you learn how to do things safely. There is a really good school in Copeg. It's called the Electrical Training Center. I've been going there my whole life just for code updates. And it's an HVAC school and electrical school. And they will put you in an apprentice, and they will put you, I know the owners, I know these guys very well, they're a really big popular school. They will set you up where you need to be as far as HVAC and electric. They put you in apprenticeship programs, interns, they even bring you on charity jobs. They take you around and really show you from the basics textbooks, then hands-on. So you get a good mixture at ETC, Electrical Training Center in Copeg. That is a really good school for anyone. You can pay the money, go to the apprentice, and then they'll even line you up. There's companies like mine or other companies that pick from the school, because that's how they want them. They want people that know, that are still learning, very beginning stages, and then that's where they pick them. And then you might go to a company and you might hate that company, but that doesn't mean you hate electric. You just move on to another guy. There's a lot of crazy people to work for out here, and there's a lot of nice guys, and that's just life. But you could easily just pick up and go to another company. As far as apprenticeship, if you really want to bypass the school and everything and get out there with your hands, start calling companies around locally close to your house and see if they'll pick you up. Whatever they offer, take it. That's all these companies want to see, is that you show up every day, you're there, you're willing to learn, you ask questions, your hands aren't in your pockets, you're not on the phone. And that's really anyone, your parents, bosses, that's all anyone wants to see, is initiate motivation and will to learn.
How old were you when you figured out that you wanted to become an electrician?
I still didn't figure that out. But again, so I'm a third generation electrician. My father didn't push it on me, but I saw what was going on. I learned I was a good electrician after doing and wanted to stay and be it after 4 or 5 years of doing it. After 4 or 5, from 18 to 24 or 5 or whatever, I didn't know what I was doing. I knew it was just showing up every day collecting a paycheck. And then you realize how much you could do you could take it as far as you want to take it. So now I make my own schedule. I do what I want, basically. I pick and choose jobs. And it took a while. It was challenging. I'm not going to lie. It took a while because it could be discouraging because you don't know what you're doing. It took me 6 years to understand one wiring method. But once you get it, it took someone 3 weeks to figure the same wiring method out. So people learn at different rates, people move at different rates, but it doesn't mean you can't get discouraged with that. Because once it all made sense to me and I started understanding basic electrician, how things work, it opened up my mind to the endless opportunity.
Which one's like from like the hard tasks to like the easy tasks?
Well, you could change an outlet, which is really simple, or you could work in a building like this, and where it could be extra challenging and difficult, where commercial, residential, industrial is all different type of specs, codes and heavy pipes. Residential, I would say, would be the easiest as far as your question.
Yeah, one more question over here.
Yeah, no problem. Any question?
Is it possible to become an electrician with no work experience or knowledge of any sort?
Yes, that's how much of a shortage there is. People will hire you right now and they don't care. They'll fire you in a week if you're not there to work. But you can be an electrician. That is the fastest way. I didn't go to school to be an electrician. I went to school. That school helped me get my license, but I wasn't ready to do that schooling until I had over 10 years experience. But yes, definitely. All trades. You could walk into right now at 18 years old and get a full-time job and start showing up every day and figure your life out that way. I know it maybe sounds harsh, but it's the truth. It's the cold truth. You can go out there, make money, hate it, and figure out something new in the meantime. And that's it. That's what people want to see, really, is the initiative and showing up every day.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, next we have a previous student of Woodward, Justin Duran.
How y'all doing today? Hello, my name is Justin Duran. I want to tell you, I would like to take this time, in my bad. Okay, I went to the school many years ago. I'm so happy to be back today. This school helped me learn how to work hard and be ready for a job. Since then, leaving this school, I had 8 jobs. Yes, 8. I worked at McDonald's, Old Navy, Bob's Concern Furniture Store, and worked at landscaping assistant, living maintenance and several other places. I have worked at each of these jobs for many years. I'm gonna tell you something every time. For many years, I learned something new every time. Today, you students are getting ready for a new career, and I want to tell you something important. You can do it. You will all do great in your job. I believe in you. I'm also thankful for this school. Without it, I wouldn't be where I am today. I hope it helped me learn how to work, earn money, and take care of myself. Thank you all, and thank you all to the teachers and staff for everything you do. I love you all, and I wish you nothing but the best. My name is Jesse Man. Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions for Justin?
Hi, Justin. What was the hardest job out of all those jobs that you did?
Work with Mr. Gino.
Good answer. Any other questions for Justin?
Hey Justin, which one was your favorite job that you like to do?
I love Mr. Gino, but I can't let him go. Can't. Working with Mr. Gino, he's the best, and I love him a lot. I mean, with Mr. Gino, I came this fall, so I gave him kudos. He's one of the best sports I've ever had. So that's all I want to say.
Hello. Did you, for example, from McDonald's, when you walked in from McDonald's, did you actually like that job when you just smell like the chicken sandwiches and stuff? And you're just so happy with the job.
Yes, one of those chicken nuggets and Big Mac, pork chops. Oh, yeah, it was awesome. Yes, it was. Thanks, man. I love you. Thank you.
What is your least favorite job?
I'm straight honest, I have to say discount because the managers, they weren't really too, they were racist. They didn't like me for some reason. So, but I said that's my hard job working at live. But like I said, I moved on to bigger, better things. So I'll let you know. That's all I got to say. But I love you guys. You guys are the best. Thank you.
Is there any advice that you could give to our students that you took from every job about what you used every day?
Just be on time, do what you gotta do, get that paycheck, and keep it moving.
What will you do?
Wait.
What will you do after you graduated from college
I don't even remember. I'm
and
sorry.
high school too? What is your first job after Woodward?
First job after Woodward, I have to be Stop and Shop. Or to Stop and Shop for like 10 months as a maintenance shop card associate. Yeah, my last okay. That's what I did after this. I went to Stop and Shop.
Okay, great. One more question for Justin.
Was there any skill or job that you did here at Woodward that helped you with your jobs in the future?
Yeah, like when Mr. Gino taught me, what product to use, this product to use to clean the bathrooms, what to use to clean the mirrors, and stuff. So what did Gino tell me all that? Because that's what I'm doing right now. So I have to say, I'd say doing working here, a lot of different products to use and stuff when I had do cleaning. So I think.
Okay, great. Thank you. Let's give Justin a round of applause. Okay, next up is Mr. Kirk Barnett, who is an operations manager.
morning, everyone. Morning. Basically, this is a career that I started out fresh out of high school. I went to the Woodward Community College where they had a vet tech program. And at that stage, I had a little issues where I didn't finish the program, but I knew I still wanted to work in the field of working with animals. And how many of you are animal lovers? Well, I'm an animal lover. I have a aquarium at home. I have a dog. And this field can take me to many different areas of work within the field of working with animals. You can work at a zoo, you can work at a farm, you can work at a horse stable, you can work in research, you can work at a vet practice. It's very vast. You can work at a college, but the animal research field is very vast. It's not just, some people are against it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Some people are against it, but it's very fulfilling. How many of you have had parents or family members that have had surgeries, like knee surgeries, hip surgeries, shoulder surgery, heart surgery? Well, that's all from animal research. All that is product of the research that they've been able to establish and practice on and bring it to the forefront. It starts out there, and then from there, it goes in stages. Mainly, you have mice, rats, rabbits, pigs, primates, and some facilities. Not all facilities have the same type of animals, but it's a career that it brings you to very, very many different animals. While I was there, like you will find out that some of the jobs give you what they call as, what you understand, it would be tuition reimbursement. So while you're there, you can also move up, and there's opportunities. There's opportunities that you can move up within your career. It's not just, first you have cage watch, then you have husbandry, and then you have vet tech. The husbandry is basically taking care of the animals, the care of animals, and the daily checking of the animals every day, their care. Then you have the cage watch, which is basically breaking down the cages and the equipment and cleaning them, sanitizing them, and putting them back into the process to get them back onto the line for everybody to use. What we do is to support the scientific studies and improve health, care for animals in nature setting, maintain clean and safe and humane environment. Every role matters from animal care to cage washing. So some people say, hey, why do we do cage washing? Well, cage washing is the basic backbone of any research facility. You have to start there first. Without that, nothing will run. So you basically have to start out there and then move out there. I myself, my path, after I saw a job posted at one of my centers from the facility, and I saw it, and I started out part-time. I started out in cage watch. From there, I went and I did it for several years, and then I went back to school. When I went back to school, I did tuition reimbursement. I got my BS, my Bachelor's of Science, and then from there, I went on to get my master's. But I also got certified, which you get certified in this field. There's 3 certifications, actually 4. You have ALAT, Animal Lab Technician, and you have LAT, Lab Technician, and you have LATG, Lab Animal Technologist, and then you have the CMAR, which is the management certification. So there's different certifications. You can go the career, you can go the path of going to school and get the 2-year degree in animal and vet tech, or you could go into an entry-level position and work your way up. Now I'm one of the managers of the facility, and I've been doing this over 30-something years in this field, and I worked my way up. So you have definitely a career path, and also with these certifications, you can take to anywhere within the United States, and you can take it also international now, if I'm not mistaken. But it also, you also have other opportunities. It's not just research. You can work in vet practice. You can work in farms and stuff like that. So it's definitely not just, you know, one thing, one trick. There's very, very, very vast opportunities. Your role for husbandry is a daily care and feeding, maintaining observing, maintaining the health and comfort of the animal, support research by ensuring safe environment, perfect for people who love animals. Your role in the cage wash technicians, clean cage wash bottles and lab equipment, operate washers and sterilizer, maintain hygiene and standard for animal safety, great entry-level job with growth opportunity. Why this career matters? Work supports medicine and science, promotes humane and ethical care, helps save lives through research. Every job contributes to discovery. Skills and qualities for success. Love and respect for animals, which we have applied dedicated to our work, and we are dedicated to animals. We show homage and respect for the sacrifice they're making to make our lives better and our loved ones better. Dependability and teamwork, patience, attention to detail, no degree required, on-the-job training is provided, but you can also go to school as well, where you could come in as a cage wash technician and a husbandry entry-level position. So you have career growth and opportunity, cage wash, animal care, senior technician, supervisor, manager, and you can become developed as you continue with your education. ALAS certification help with advancement, careers in animal research, etc. Anybody have any questions?
What kind of animals do you work with the most often?
It's predominantly mice and rats.
My question is, what's your favorite animal to work with?
Actually, believe it or not, pigs, because they're very smart. They're just, it's almost like having a dog.
So this is why it's important to keep the wildlife safe by supporting all the animals. Is that true?
Yes.
Well, looks like the truth is on me.
Do you work with guinea pigs?
Do we have guinea pigs?
Yeah.
No, but some facilities do have guinea pigs.
I'm curious, have you ever worked with a bat before? Since you don't really see that often, but it is.
You know, when I did my internship, I did work with roosters and chickens and some finches.
That also is another question. What's the most unique animal you work with at your job?
The most unique would be, right now, is the pigs and the rabbits.
What's the pay scale for like entry level?
Right now, it's competitive depending on where you are within the tri-state area. For entry level cage wash, we start at about $24 an hour.
Okay. And then where do you guys usually get the animals? Are they bred on site?
No, well, some people do breed, but they're getting from certain vendors that specifically breed animals for research.
Okay.
Disease passes in free.
Hello, my name is James. I do like zoos, and I'm a Mr. Wolf lover over here. I love wolves. So my question is that from like in the zoos, have you ever worked with wolves before?
No, but you can work in the zoo. That's one of the career paths you can work. Yes. You'll be able to maintain them, take care of them, help assist, depending on whatever area you're in.
Question is, who inspired you to did you just choose to go deeper into this career, or who inspired you to go deeper into the career?
Ever since I was a young child, I loved animals. I was always playing with animals. I was always bringing animals home. My mom would be like, no. So ever since then, I always had an interest in animals. And basically, when I got to college, I heard about the vet tech field. So I said, I do want to work in the veterinary field. I want to work with animals. I want to help animals. I wanted to be a marine biologist. So, because I love the sea. I love working with water. As you know, I have an aquarium at home. So that was one of the fields I wanted to get into.
Okay, this will be the last question.
What is your favorite part of working in the veterinary field?
The favorite part is seeing from the beginning of where it starts, and there's just an idea, and it coming to the forefront where it's actually helping someone, which I'm a recipient because I've had 2 knee surgeries due to sports, but it started out in research where they did orthopedic work on certain animals, which helped bring me to my health. So that's the favorite part, to seeing it from beginning to end to actually come to the forefront.
Have you worked with any kind of snakes, venomous snakes?
No, but we have co-workers who do have them, and they bring in snake scanners. But in some facilities, they do have them.
Thank you so much.
Okay, next we have Jennifer and Dietrich, who is a vet tech.
Hi, my name is Jen Dietrich. I am a licensed vet tech in New York. I did not start on this path. I had no idea what I wanted to be when I got out of high school. I sucked at college. I actually quit college. And I started volunteering at an animal shelter. Kind of just changing, walking dogs, things like that. And then I kind of fell into that path, and I went into decided let's become a vet tech. So we had to kind of better the health care of animals. And I've been a licensed vet tech over schooling. It took me 4 years to do it, doing only a 2-year school. It did take me a while to do it. And it has been so rewarding. I worked in shelter medicine. I worked in a dairy farm, which was fascinating. I've worked in research, and that's kind of where I've ended up now. But I kind of flipped back and forth between shelter med and research, only because I feel like that is the most areas where the animals need to have an advocate. So I speak up for those animals that need to have no voice. How I got into the research was one of my idols that I look up to is Temple Grandin, Dr. Temple Grandin. She does a lot of work with animals, and she's also autism spectrum disorder as well. So she also has a lot of that as well. Researchers there, and I found that she sees things differently visually, where animals see a lot of things visually. So it's nice to get different input from different people on how to better care of the animals. It's not just vet tech. We work directly with the animals, but there's different fields you can go into, subsets. You can go into research, you can go into zoos. You mentioned that you wanted to work with wolves. That's something too you can do. You can also be PR, like public relations, and speaking and taking photos of all the animals so they can put them up on the websites for adoption, something like that. They need website designers. If You could go into sales. If you're really good at talking about something, which I am not, you can do that as well. So there's a lot of different pathways you can do within the veterinary career path. And you don't just have to like animals. I mean, I grew up with animals, but I was like, all right. But now it's like, okay, I really do enjoy them. Like spending time with them, so I don't have to spend time with people. It's one of the things that I am not a very good people person, so I prefer animals in that way. That's kind of my spiel. Do you guys have any questions? If you yell, I can hear you.
Okay, so you mentioned that you had some difficulty in school. Did you have any, either provided by the school or your own personal like supports to get you through the challenging classes?
I did not. I personally did not, but I found that it's a lot of memorization. So I was one skill that I was good at. I did not do well at test taking. A lot of my tests were memorization. So that was something that I excelled in, memorization. So I just constantly did flashcards and memorization, wrote everything down, wrote it over again, wrote it over again. So that was something that helped me through my schooling.
So I heard that you like to work with animals, right?
Yes.
So my question is that since you're a veterinarian, usually veterinarians, they like to go like around like, other areas and check out like other animals and stuff in like the wild too, right? I can't believe I'm saying this. I just want to know, since you're a veterinarian, have you from like in the wild actually worked with a wolf before, like a big wolf or something?
I have not, no. But I know people who do, who have worked with wolves. There are some wolf sanctuaries. So you can start off with husbandry, just taking care of them, taking care of their pens, enclosures, and then work up from there, working on learning their behaviors.
All right, you're just bringing out my old these like wolf jobs, so I might just get it.
Okay.
Were you interested in animal rights before you became a vet?
That's actually very interesting. Yes, I was a very strong animal rights activist. They know, surprisingly, I was not aware. I was naive and ignorant in what actually is done in animal research. And once I educated myself in that field, I realized that, wow, this is actually something that's important to humans, better human care, better animal care. And that's when I really delved into it. Good question.
Any other questions for Jennifer? Okay, thank you, Jennifer. Next, I'd like to welcome up Edwin. He's an entrepreneur, contractor, and investor.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Edwin. She just told you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Edwin, and she told you I want to start just I don't want to have nothing written. I just want to speak from my heart and speak, the truth for everything I've been through, where I came from. I was going to leave it for last, but I'm going to start first to tell you how ironic and how God works. Everything was meant to happen. So I get a phone call a couple of weeks ago from some other friends that we do like charity work, and we do things, car events for all kinds of kids who go to hospitals. We do all kinds of stuff we get together, all business owners, and we do all kinds of fundraisers, turkey drives. So one of my friends called me from the city that they called me and said, Edwin, they have some going on school, would you like to speak or whatever? And he's from the city or whatever. He called me, I'm like, where's the school at and what is it, whatever. I said, Freeport. They said Freeport. I'm like, okay, what's the name of the school, what is it, or where, and what I'm supposed to do? I'm like, told me the name. So when I spoke to the young lady, She said, the name of the school here. I said, is this crazy? Yeah, I'm willing to do it. I was in that school. I was here, I came to the school. And nobody knew that. I told my fiance that now and everything. I was like, yeah, nobody didn't know. I just come like, cool, I'm gonna come all the way, bring me all the way, whatever it is. And I learned a lot here, it helped me a lot here. That being said, right now I do multiple things. I do from contracting, I buy and flip homes, I go to the auction, but I work my way up there. I started from working small jobs, from, like you said, from McDonald's to whatever, from working at washing cars, from all kinds of stuff. And one thing I'm gonna tell you is, we all have a gift. We all are unique in our own way. And don't never let nobody tell you different that you can't do something you want to do. I don't care if it's your parents, I don't care who it is. You can do whatever you want to do. And don't ever let a disability or anything that people might tell us we have or something that you can't be anybody or you're limited to do what you want to do. Because I'm hyperactive, I'm 54 years old right now, I got ADHD and I still got this energy. And people say it's too much, but this is who I am. And this is my gift. By having this energy, the people are attracted, business people, want to do things, with me, where some people might think it's too much, it might be this, that, whatever it is. But I say that to say this, you could do whatever you want to do. And it wasn't easy for me. I went through the worst of the worst, all the way to God blessing me to where I'm at now, with no education. And like he said, the gentleman that left, school's not for everybody, I can't sit still. So, you don't have to, let's say, go to college, do whatever. You could use your ability of what you're gifted with and be a multimillionaire. And not, I'm not saying don't go to school, that's not what I'm saying. Most of the people that's the biggest in the world had disabilities, had things, and they went and did something else, and they're billionaires and millionaires. You understand what I mean? So, again, we are all unique in our own way. We can do whatever we want to do. Don't never give up, don't let nobody tell you different. And you can do whatever you want to do. I do everything, I don't only do one thing. Like I said, I'm into the cars, I'm into the construction. I just keep going. My mind just stays working. Sometimes I'm up all night, my fiance said, what are you doing? I'm looking for my next move, my next investment, my next thing I could buy, I could put into whatever it is. I just stay moving, I gotta stay doing something. Sometimes, like again, it might be too much for somebody, the energy, but it is what it is. That's why I am where I'm at. By using that, without going to school, without doing certain things that say it has to be this way. There is no this way. It's whatever works for you, and do something you love, do something that makes you happy. Don't just do it for the money. It's not always the money, because you can have all the money in the world and be at this job and be miserable. I know people every day go to jobs and make money, but they're miserable, they're not happy. So whether it's working with animals, whether it's helping people, whether it's just, you want to do whatever, it's help old people. I worked in a hospital as a nurse. I worked, with patients. That's why they love me, because the way I was going. You could do whatever you want to do. That's what I'm saying. I did so many jobs. And I think my biggest thing, if you say out of all of them, and I think my calling is serving and helping and giving and doing things that money can't buy. Because I do those things, it doesn't always make me happy when I'm making money. I like serving, I like helping, I know this is my calling, speaking, helping, doing things to show people, don't give up, no matter what you've been through in life. And if I tell you all my testimony of what I've been through the worst, when I say I'm not supposed to be alive right now, I'm supposed to be dead, I'm supposed to be what it was by the mercy of God, and me not giving up, me just keep, when people say, don't do this, don't that, you can't do this, I'm like, ooh, and this is where I'm at today. So, any other questions I think of more, I'm speaking from the heart, you can ask me whatever you want to ask me.
Any questions for Edwin?
Do you like cooking a lot?
Say it again?
Do you like cooking a lot?
Why do I look fat to you? No, not really. I don't think this is there.
So cooking is not like your specialty kind of
Yeah,
job?
that's specialty. That's it.
Any other questions for Edwin?
When it comes to the things you do with the cars and the turkey drive, how you do one thing with the cars and one thing with the turkey drive? Can you kind of explain both and how you merged it?
Yeah, so it got a deeper part of me. One day, I did a turkey drive with the guys, and we were in the city, and it just first started, and it's a crazy story. I gotta show you the video. So we went out with all the guys, and we figured, let's do something positive. Let's give out turkeys to people, the unfortunate. It's all over, because they're all over, doesn't make city. And get together, put money together, did a fundraiser, and give out to the unfortunate, give turkeys. So the first time we did it, it was towards the end of one of our turkey drives in the Bronx, in Manhattan, and I was the one handing out turkeys, and it was like the last 3 or 4 turkeys. So the lady comes up, and she finally made it. When I had like 2 turkeys left, she was like, "Oh my God, I just want to tell you, you know, I was praying all week. Her mother just passed away. So all her last money, last pennies, everything was gone, burying her mother." And she goes, "I was just praying to God, asking God, all I want is for you to supply a turkey for me. That's all. I don't want nothing extra, because I don't know where I'm going to get it from, so I can put it on my table and eat for Thanksgiving." So when I gave her this turkey, she told me that story, and she was like, "Thank you, because that's all I asked God for. I'm good with this." And I was like, "Excuse me?" She goes, "Yes, that's all I asked for." I was like, "Well, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to give you more." And I went in my pocket, and I gave her $100, and I had to speak about it. And I said, "Well, now I want you to get the rest of the items. Now, with the turkey, I get you get rice beef, whatever you want to get, add to that and make you a whole dinner." And she started breaking down. No, I don't want your money. I didn't tell you that for you to give me anything else. I was just telling you my story. All I wanted, and God answered my prayer for the turkey. So when they all saw it, I made her take the money and say bye. But she didn't want the money. That's not why she told me any of this. She was just grateful for just that turkey. It makes me want to cry now. But that being said, part of that turkey drive, when they saw it got bigger, and now we hand out 35 to 40,000 turkeys every year, and we get together back with her with all our car guys. We got we got Lamborghinis, we got Ferraris. I got all kind of exotic cars because I collect. That's what I love. I'm into the cars since I was a kid, motorcycles, and that's what I buy with my money I make. You know, I don't do drugs, do whatever. I love cars. That's what makes me happy is cars. People think I'm sick of that. That's what I love. Everybody into computers, tech, or whatever. So part of that, other people love cars, and they're making money. We all got together, and we do car rallies with all the exotic cars. And we go, like next week, we're going, this Saturday coming, we're going to Philadelphia, and we'll go with like 100 exotic cars. And everybody paid in, businesses are chipping $1,500 donation to $500 to the car people. So we end up getting big money together, buying these, 30, 40,000 turkeys. And we'll start from Yonkers, Bronx, Queens, all over. And we hand out to the turkeys to the people that can't buy turkeys or unfortunate or whatever it is, they're struggling. And we hand out the turkeys and we make it part of the whole thing. And we do, and it's a part fun for us with the car drive and the rally. And it's just, we've been on the news, we do all kinds of events. I tell you, it's just big and it's a blessing for both of us. The giving and part of the car rally of us getting together and doing something with the cars, as a group. And it's just a blessing. It's just getting bigger and bigger, and people seeing this, and people giving more because they see it's not for us. We're even giving. We part of us coming on cause we give as well, and it's all just to buy more to give. Not for us, it's to give out to the unfortunate. Because part of that testimony, some people don't even know how blessed we are, how grateful we are sometimes. That what a difference that turkey, does. That we think it's nothing because we got it like that. We got some of the family members that I go turkey hopping to 5 different houses, Thanksgiving, and some people don't even know where that one dinner is coming from, and now we're making it possible for so many people besides feeding on Wednesday nights in the city of Manhattan. We go, we just try to do more and more a part of giving and getting together. But that being said, yeah, and you could join us to help out too.
I'm there.
There you go. All right, so
Thank you so much.
Which was your favorite fundraiser to actually make someone else's perfect day?
I would say it's Thanksgiving or Christmas when we do the drives, but I would say Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is so special, that we're supplying that meal for families, that we're making that happen. That makes me that makes me feel good and happy. Yes. For sure. It's like anything you do to help out could be the smallest thing, but it could be online. You just want to buy that old lady a cup of coffee just to bless her because you don't even know what she's going through. And her daughter Ray puts it on you know what I mean? But it's just holding the door. People are not used to that anymore. Just the smallest get, just doing something just gonna help you put me as a young lady. It's a blessing. It's helping you doing something and it's special. And that's it. It could be from the smallest to the biggest thing. That's it. Do it from your heart.
Welcome up another previous graduate of Woodward, Chris Regina Rivera, who is a restaurant.
So I'm a former student, or like I'm supposed to like to say, success story, I guess. I guess I could say a little bit, how I was a student here back in 2013. As probably some of the former staff can tell you, I did not like coming to school. I did not like attending class. I cut class. I'd sit in the playground, hang out with my friends. It was a long journey. A lot of write-ups and a lot of suspensions over the time. John Cotto was my social worker for a while. Then I had Miss Saunders after that. If it wasn't for the phenomenal staff here to help me get through the long journey, I did graduate late. That was my fault, never come to school. So, it really does take a toll on your school path. After I graduated here, I first started working at a warehouse. For like a month, I got fired. It was a super situation, but it is what it is. After that, a month goes by, I got a call from somebody that worked at Smashburger, who's an assistant manager there. And he said they were hiring, and I went in for the interview and I got the job. I had to bring my friends along for the ride. Got a couple back there, all 3 there, 1 there. Worked at Smashburger, or still do. I did not want to work in the restaurant industry after I left here because I did culinary with Nalva for like 4 years, and I hated the kitchen very much. I only liked the culinary because we got out of class all the time, and you get to do the events and stuff. But I needed a job, so when you graduate, I didn't want to go to college. I knew, I hated going to school, as I said, so college was not for me. I didn't feel like paying to go to college either, So I started off as a cook. Even though I didn't want to be a cook, I applied to be a cashier. But on my resume, I had culinary experience from here, which really helped me out and get the job. Started as a cook, a couple months go by. I wanted to be a trainer because, funny enough, you get free meals as a trainer, so you didn't want to pay for food. It was a tough job at first, getting the hang of it. It was fast casual food. I don't know if you guys ever had Smashburger. Yeah? Okay. Burgers. You love burgers? Have you ever had smash burger though? There's a difference between burgers and smash burger, I'm gonna tell you. Mr. Beast burgers is garbage. You guys have Shake Shack?
Yes.
Alright, similar to that, but it's better than Shake Shack. Way better. We also have like really great shakes which make, out of Haagen Dazs ice cream. So I'm a general manager, we'll say it right now. I'm a general manager. For some people it's a long journey, like I worked with somebody who worked, 6 years in the company, almost 8, and he got left over many times to become a general manager. And for me, it took me, I don't know, what would you say, like 3 years?
Like 4 months.
No, it was 3. 'Cause I left court. I became a trainer, and I didn't want to be anything other than a trainer. But the opportunity comes along. I started really liking the job. You got the feel of it. Worked with close friends, had fun. The vibes were great. After that, they had a shift leader position open, and I said I'll take it. After I became a shift leader, I started traveling. I went to Massachusetts, Connecticut to help stores and train people. I'd always take trainers with me too to make more fun. You don't want to be by yourself at other stores. Some of the stores were like ridiculous. The culture of the stores were terrible, and that's why they sent people out to go help out. Somebody up there was a general manager. Her name was Kathy. She is now a field leader trainer in the company. She moved up, but she told me I should become an assistant manager. And at the time, I was like, I really didn't want to do much more than what I do already. But it made me think about it, and I spoke to the district operator at the time. I saw him in Connecticut. He said, when we go back to Long Island, we'll talk about it. Like a month or 2 go by, and he told me there was a position opening, but it would have to be at another store. So that means I would have to leave my store that I've been working at for a while with my team, and got close to everybody, and go start another adventure at another store, which I took because the money was good at the time. The position, it gives you more responsibility, which I wanted to, expand my resume in the restaurant industry. Next period, guys. I ended up going to the next store, and then that's when I brought Mr. Devin back. He worked with me at Hyde Park. He left, but I came back. That's another success story right there. So came to AM, and then I worked really hard. I got offered the general manager position a year in, and it was in. I had 3 different choices to go to. I went to Pella Manor in the Bronx, which I did not want to travel. 82nd Street in Queens or Mascot. I picked 82nd Street, but I didn't get to go to that circus. The general manager at Mascot got fired, so they sent me the very next day to the next store. And it's been a journey being a general manager. You got to build a team, you got to build the culture that you want for the store. And you got to mold the store the way you want it to, run. But you want to have, a balance when you work as a manager. It'd be like, happiness and fun vibes, but, strict as well. You don't want the team to, become, how do I say it? Too loose and lenient with them, because, people take advantage of that. But working in the restaurant industry is a lot. It's a lot of time, it's a lot of, physical demand. You're always on your feet, you're always working. I see a lot of young people still here. Who's graduating this year? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's a lot. Oh, wow, it's a lot. You guys can do anything you really want to do. You put your mind to. You want to be a doctor, be a doctor. School wasn't for me, like you said. You can go to college and do what you got to do, and basically make a career out of it. as being an employee or a manager, just know your worth though. Like, don't let these, management take advantage of you when you work. I learned that when I was a cook. You get 40 hours, and then you got asked to do more than what you're expected to do. But I would, when I became management, I never took advantage of any of my employees. I made sure everybody was happy. I made a fair schedule. Whatever anybody, asked me for a request off, I tried to do my best to accommodate it. As always from what I can say for myself. You guys worked for me. You worked under me, right? Yeah. How was that as a manager?
One of the better ones.
One of the better ones?
Especially back on.
You never worked under me, well, Nick, you worked with me most recently, right? I just left your store.
It was 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Yeah, one of the best experiences. The whole thing was just a dream. It just went by. It was really fun. I just wish I would go back.
Yeah. Was that for manager, Devin?
For fun. For fair. That's what I needed to be. Yeah, the biggest thing.
Devin was one of our toughest employees, Devin was one of our toughest employees, but he always, he understood where I came from. And, I knew him from here. Obviously, I knew him since he was 8. So, we had a friendship, at work. So, yeah, you got a question?
Yeah. How did you move up from the entry level to the manager? Did you have to take a test or apply or?
Oh, so I got offered to move up to be a trainer. We do tests at Smashburger, but really at the end of the day, what I tell people is all my employees, it might not be your career now, but be the best employee you can be. Be the best to your ability, and that's how you get places. I didn't want to be a general manager, I didn't expect to be a general manager. I was just coming to be a cook and do my job. And years go by, now I'm a general manager, get, good pay, benefits. So each position you go through, there's tests that has to be done. To be AM, it was 6 weeks of training. If you're internal, it's 4 weeks if you're internal, 6 weeks if you're external. And then general manager, it's about the same training as well. Shift leader, it's 4 weeks as well. It's pretty much going over the same basics, but more responsibilities you go on. Like general manager, you do schedules, you do inventory. So those take time to learn. Anyone else got questions?
Kind of related to that, so you talked about how you were kind of offered, or people asked you to apply for certain positions. What do you feel what do you think they saw in you, or what skills did you show every day that, other employees thought, oh, he could come and go to the next level?
I showed up every day. I picked up shifts when I didn't want to do. I started working during COVID. So during COVID, a lot of you guys know restaurants were still open and we were considered essential workers. The online demand picked up for a lot of restaurants, so it was very busy. People thought, it would be slow, but no. A lot of people got sick, called out. I was one of the people that showed up every day and picked up the shifts where no one was gonna be there. Did open and close, doubles, all that, and I was a hard worker and I did what I had to do. It's just about being dedicated to the job, and if you really want it, you get it.
So that you as janitor,
General manager. No, I was getting shipping there. There weren't trips. There were more work related. We traveled to help. Florida, no, definitely not. No. That market was at that time a lot of franchises. No, I did Massachusetts, Connecticut, all the cities, city stores.
Do you feel like you want to try to Florida? Because it's actually a nice place.
I don't want to travel no more, no. No, I'm done traveling. States are over. Traveling, it's you're at the hotel, not much to do really, especially depending what team you have there. there was a new restaurant opening. There'll be like they go out to bars and stuff when they open up restaurants.
What about like the university?
What?
What about like the
Oh, I mean, I'll do that my own time, I guess. No, not really. No, it's not one of my things. Theme parks aren't my thing. No, huh? Water parks? No. I did go to Swiss Nash one time. That was fun.
Chris, how many hours a week do you work? And second, is there a possibility for becoming a franchisee?
It's naturally there's a possibility for franchisee. They have people that handle that. How many hours I put in a week?
Yeah, on average.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know.
Over 60?
My contract says 50.
Okay.
Yeah, it says 50. Oh, is that Miss Saunders?
Hi, Chris, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Yes. How did your experience at Woodward help you?
Oh, I mean, my experience here was definitely, I don't know, it's probably different than when I was, now, than it is now. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of, there's a lot of, sad moments, I can say, it was a tough journey, came in 2013. I'm gonna tell a funny story. When I first got taken into this school, I didn't know there was a summer program. And I was at home, I get a call from Miss Lassiter. I don't know if anyone know Miss Lassiter.
Yes.
Wonderful person. She's like, hey Chris, when are you coming to school? I'm like, what do you mean, it's summer? She's like, yeah, we have a summer program. I'm like, I didn't know that. She's like, yeah, you gotta be there. I said, yeah, you're gonna see me in September. Sadly, I did that, and so I was in the court system, right, for not going to school. So me doing that really just did not help out. As John knows, I came back, I got sent to Mercy First for evaluation. Like my first month, in October actually, yeah, it was October. Miss Michelle was my social worker at the time, but John was always there. He's always in my meetings, interrupted. But without the staff here, I wouldn't be, I'd be like in jail or something, staff helped me out so much here getting my life together. There was a lot of times that I could have been kicked out of here, but, they took a chance on me and kept me. Yeah. I seem steady back there.
Hi, Chris.
Oh, Miss Irina, hi, how you doing?
I want to say for everyone who's present here, this was the most difficult case for me in the whole week. The most successful case in the whole week. No offense taken. What advice can we give to the kids right now? Because we still have struggling students who cannot attend the class on time.
Okay, stop.
Or they do skip school. What advice can we give to them?
Stop that as a whole now. Like, you're only digging a hole deeper and deeper, and it's gonna take you longer to get out of here, I didn't graduate with any of my friends. Like, well, okay, I graduated with my friends, but any of the friends that I started with, I didn't graduate with any of them, and that's probably one of the toughest things ever. You see your friends leave, and you're still here, doing the same thing. You think cutting class is cool and fun. It's just good. Like, you're so dumb. The teachers are here. They come here every day to teach you guys. They don't gotta be here either. They rather be home. Just like us, but they got a job to do. Cutting is fun while it lasts. Then being home, you're not really doing anything. If you're not making money, there's no point being home. I go to work every day to make money. I'm happy to make money. I like money. Being home is not where the money's made. Are you gonna complain?
Did your experience in the kitchen here influence you to be open to working at Smashburger?
Yeah, because I needed a job. So they were gonna hire me as a cashier, because they had too many cashiers. All those cashiers sucked, by the way. But they saw I had culinary experience, and the wonderful lady Nelly took me because they needed cooks. That woman's phenomenal too. She's helped me so much through my career. Yes, but definitely the kitchen here helped. Be open-minded to it because I had kitchen experience. It's slightly different, but you know, knowing how to handle a knife and knowing some food safety definitely helps you out in there. Again, it's fast casual, so it's fast-paced. Yeah, definitely helped out.
I want to say one thing. One of the things that I noticed, and I know Melissa can attest to this, whenever we had a function and observing you in the kitchen, when you got involved in it, you were such an orchestrator. Is Chris going to be down there? Oh, he's going to. Job done. And you have great skills, people skills, as well as organizational skills, and that's why you're such a success today. And, thank you so much for.
Outside of Smashburger, I do run a team. It's a content team. You know, they're all part of the team as well. We take streamers, TikTok people, you know, like everyone that makes content. You know, we recruit them and we look for, you know, up and coming talent. So I don't know if any of you guys are interested in that, but content's, you know, the way to go nowadays. Streaming, all that stuff, esports, it's big. If you really, you know, dedicate to that, put the work into it, but you got to be dedicated.
Okay, thank you, Chris. Okay, next we have Ms. Telsita Dolcine Sinclair, who is a professor for public health.
Good morning. Can I get a better good morning while I struggle? Good morning. Good morning, my name is Telsita Dolcine Sinclair. So I'm not going to stand here and tell you about my harrowing journey, about how my life was so perfect and I went straight from high school to college and received all these degrees and awards in an instant. Nope, I'm going to tell you about my real life story. Like some of you, I struggled in high school. Not primarily due to lack of intelligence, it was laziness. Classes that I naturally understood, I suffered. Classes that I just needed to apply myself a little bit more, I suffered too. I did graduate from high school on time by the grace of God, but I still had no clue what I wanted to be. I chased the dream of being a nurse. Though I eventually turned it around and obtained passing grades at Borough Manhattan Community College, it was still not enough to actually get into the nursing program. I knew that healthcare was for me, but I didn't want to commit a lot of time to spend, especially since I was not going to eventually be a nurse. Like some of you, my parents said it was nursing or nothing. Not wanting to tell them that I would have to wait very long to be on the wait list to possibly get into the nursing program, I decided to pursue something else. I was on the train one day and I saw an ad for a small school that offered a medical assisting program. I had absolutely no clue what medical assisting was, but I knew it was better than sitting at home all day. I jumped headfirst into a career that had been the forefront of my professional existence since day one. I worked many jobs as a medical assistant for some of the most renowned hospitals, clinics, and private practices in New York. However, the opposite was now occurring in my life. I finally found my passion, and I was excelling, but my income didn't exactly match my workload. Medical assisting is a rewarding entry-level job that can expose you to a lot. I worked as a medical assistant for several years, and actually later on went into teaching medical assisting. It's in education that I found my true passion. I've taught in many certificate programs, and I later advanced my own degrees, and I also taught in colleges as well. One private college that I took a chance on me 13 years ago has not looked back. I started at St. Paul School of Nursing in Queens, New York as an adjunct professor. I never looked at the title of administration, but I started my career as a medical assistant. Every time someone quit or got fired in some of my medical assistant jobs, and even actually in education, it was always me that picked up the pieces. So at St. Paul's, I later became full-time faculty, then program director of the medical assistant program. I left there for a short time to actually work at near Methodist Hospital, but I actually came back. And I came back with more experience and now a master's degree. I was then promoted from MA Program Director to Dean of Education. As Dean of Education, I worked very hard, and it actually worked so hard that I was pulled away from my passion, which was being in the classroom. So in 2023, I decided to step down as Dean of Education, but I still work for St. Paul's. I handle a lot of accreditation, IEPs, I write those, and I actually handle a lot of faculty training and faculty development and compliance. So still my position is now something that I more ideally want to do, so I work full-time right now, actually at the college I first started in. I teach in public health at Borough of Manhattan Community College, and I accepted that position, and I also am able to work in that administrative role and still help out in the classroom. So in closing, definitely a lot is going on with all of you, just like with all of these other speakers who were fabulous before me. I'm saying the same thing. Hard work is really the way you get to anywhere. It is definitely your passion to be in education, it can happen. If it's your passion to be anything, it absolutely can happen. So I'll leave you with these two quotes from the Bible. Proverbs 19:15 says, laziness brings on deep sleep, and the shiftless goes hungry. Proverbs 10:4 says, a slack hand causes poverty, but the hand of the diligent makes rich.
Yes.
So while money is obviously how this world moves, it's not everything. It's really your passion, it's your hard work, and it's understanding that everything behind you and your support system is in what you can see and what you cannot see. Thank you.
So that's actually awesome that you're a nurse. To be honest, my dad's a nurse. He works at a Mercy hospital.
I don't want to cut you off. Let me clarify something. I'm actually not a nurse. I handle compliance and accreditation at a nursing school. So, and actually that's just to kind of add on to that. That's interesting how God works. I've been fighting so long to be a nurse, and I'm actually in charge of nurses. So I'm actually, and I'm proud and okay with that. I know a lot of it, but the accreditation standards that sometimes our students graduate with that they aren't aware of, I actually know them and educate them on that.
All right, let me flip that around. What was your favorite thing about this job? Why was this like a passion for this?
Well, technically I'm in between two careers. With accreditation, I mean mainly because of students that are similar in this program. I came from understanding learning disabilities from an outside perspective, even kind of understanding to my own degree, the way I struggled in high school was because of an undiagnosed learning disability that I self-managed, but honestly at that time there wasn't as much support as there is now. With my primary goal, or the reason why I kind of stepped down full-time as Dean of Nursing, is because I do like connecting with humans. I kind of turned into a paper pusher, and I noticed that every time I would go to graduation, I had no clue who the valedictorian was. And that was always like the first thing I knew. So, and as a dean, unfortunately, sometimes it's an unglamorous society where I know where only the bad students are. So I kind of moved myself, and actually I still train our administrators that do come in, and the Dean of Education that works there now. And also I feel like God afforded me with the ability to work part-time from home. So when I am on campus at BMCC, I teach in public health. That is where most of my degrees are. I am happy to teach that. I teach an entry-level public health course, so I teach about everything from anything that can affect your life is really what I educate students on. Even students that take my class that definitely aren't in my majors because it's also a prerequisite course. They learn something, they change their life, they change their eating habits, they understand the positives and the negatives about how their lifestyle is. We go into depth with drug abuse, tobacco, alcohol, things like that. And even if they leave the classroom, and I've had students that unfortunately I've had to fail, that came back to my section out of having 14 other faculty to teach my same class. And they improved their life, and that's really the goal. Yes, but the science behind it. Yes.
So, two questions. Besides the fact that your parents obviously wanted you to push into the medical field, did you see yourself when you were younger wanting to pursue medical? And if so, did you really think you were gonna, like, did you see yourself in high school being where you are today?
Absolutely not. I definitely saw, I feel like that was a compound question, so I'll take it this way. I definitely, actually I got into healthcare off of a bet that I lost with my sister. I said, I don't like blood, I don't like people, I'm not doing this. And she was like, no, you're gonna be a nurse. This is, I did it, you're gonna be a nurse. This is what we do. And I said, all right, fine. I lost the bet, which was very silly bet. I can't remember, it was like decades ago, obviously. And I said, all right, let me pursue healthcare. Ironically, again, God works in interesting ways. I taught for York College. I was actually the only person that was teaching in continuing education and teaching phlebotomy. I had people from the nursing program and the PA program coming to my class. So I went from blood to being the person that is, I train everybody in certified physicians.
Okay, and our last two speakers for today are from the Army, Sergeant Frazier and Sergeant Olivio.
Good morning, y'all. So, I'm Sergeant Frazier. A little background about me. I'm from Sumter, South Carolina, so I will not be y'all hometown hero today. And Sergeant Olivia, who is from Brooklyn, New York. So, we are your local recruits out of the Freeport community. We're 2 out of 5. We're not here to recruit either, so y'all okay, y'all safe. So, pretty much a little vague thing. I usually start off with icebreakers. So can anybody raise their hand and explain to me what they think the Army does, or that they know what the Army does? Okay, right here.
The Army fight. We salute in the Army. And sometimes we fight and attack other enemies.
Okay.
It basically protects the nation from like aluminium in some kind of way.
Anybody else got one they want to go with? Right here?
They defend our country.
Okay. Yeah. So it ain't no wrong answer, right? What we do is primary goal is to fight the nation's war, defend the nation so everybody in here can do their job, right? That is the basic level of a soldier. We go into other things too, because even though our main job is a soldier, we do have a trade. So for me, my job would be logistics. So Olivari's job was infantry, and then he converted to talent acquisition. So for me, what I do is if you take Amazon and you think of the warehouse supervisor of Amazon, I would be equivalent to that. I manage all the property within the company or battalion or whatever to make sure that when we go to fight the nation's war, we got 100% readiness. That is my job. So Olivari's job is to find the best of the best and make sure that everybody is physically fit, mentally tough, and ready to go. All right? So, some takeaways from the Army is, for me, the best decision I ever made, right? I went to Norfolk State University, thought that I was going to exceed in college, be professional baseball player, Shohei Ohtani, or I guess for some of y'all, Juan Soto, Aaron Judge. So, that didn't work out the way that I thought, right? Dropped out, went back home, worked at Walmart as an overnight stalker, worked at McDonald's, worked at Subway, and then I decided, you know what? Let me go see if I can challenge myself a little bit. So 10 weeks of basic training, 9 weeks, 4 days to be exact. Graduated, went on the AIT. Best part about my career is jumping out of planes though. I enjoy that more than anything, right? So 37 exits from the aircraft. I landed safely. Back feel it a little bit, knees feel it a little bit, but I made it back home to my family. I'm a father of 5. So believe it or not, 34 years old, right? So I'm coming up on the 13-year mark, and I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna do 20 years, right? Obviously, that's the end goal. 20 years in this career. I'll be 42 when I retire. Working after that is optional, so it is a bunch of perks, incentives. I don't have a master's degree yet, but I just finished my bachelor's degree this month, and so I am going into my master's degree for supply chain management, concentrating in government acquisitions and logistics, which is my job field in the Army. It's more so for us to tell a story and accept questions. We don't want to bore y'all with our deployments and where we've been and everything like that, because we'll be here all day. So is there any pertinent questions that we can open up for anybody in the group? Anything y'all curious about? I'm here to answer.
So this is a quick one, but it's fun. How did it feel like to be like an experience with like actually flying up in the air with like on like a jet or something?
So for me, I don't have any experience as far as like flying in a jet. So C-17, C-130s, like actual planes, those are what I have been in and been able to jump out of. Very, very cool. I'm kind of ready to get back to it. The assignment that I'm on right now is as a detail recruiter is a 3-year assignment. I've only knocked down year 1, so I have 2 more years left here in New York. But I'm ready to get back to North Carolina and do what I enjoy doing.
Kevin?
Yes.
Kevin, you can ask your question.
Did the Army pay for his college?
Yes. Yes, so that's a great question. So the Army did pay for my college, and we have two different versions of the Army, right? So we have Army Reserve, where you do it part-time, like 2 weeks out the summer and 1 week in a month, and then you have active duty, where we do it every day. So $4,500 a year will be given to you towards your classes on the active duty side. And you also have the Montgomery GI Bill, or the post-11 9/11 GI Bill, which will take care of any college that you get accepted to up to 4 years. So yeah, so I'm actually going to give all of my school benefits to my kids, because I'm going to achieve all the degrees before I retire.
Can you tell us a little bit about what basic training is like?
Okay, so basic training is the breakdown from civilian and the build up to soldier, right? So pretty much if you're used to sitting down and eating your food and enjoying it for 30 minutes, that's out the window, right? So you're gonna eat it now and taste it later. That's the mentality. So it's a 2-week training, and at that point in time we work on, you're building up the physical fitness, the marksmanship, team camaraderie. Is really the introduction to you of being a team player. If you play sports, you understand it, but in the military, it's 3-4 levels above just sports. So it's you and this person to your left and right, y'all depending on each other to get back home. Like, how do I get you back home and get you back home, because y'all got lives and y'all got families as well. But it is a great experience. It is one of the best experiences that you will have in the military, because things sometimes do get a little boring when you do your 9 to 5 every day. But basic training is most definitely where you start to the entry level to what the Army is and the teamwork and camaraderie. Yes, sir.
When you sign up, how long is the
I'm sorry. 1 second. Yes, sir.
How long is the initial commitment when you sign up?
My initial commitment was 3 years. So 3 years is what you can sign for and get your full benefits if you serve 3 years. The first contract won't go no longer than 6 years. Personally, I would say 3 years is what you aim for if you were interested in, because within a 3-year window, you can gauge whether the first 8 months of that is just going to be training. So you're really only doing your job after that. And then you can say, all right, I've done this for 2 years, I don't really like it, but I'm going to finish, get out, go to college. Especially if you're 17, 18, it's a great opportunity for that.
I was going to ask, what
Does military pay for both of your educations, like all of them?
Yeah, the military will cover all of your education. You don't have to worry about that.
And another thing, do most military people follow military timing, or is it up to them?
Follow military time?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do everything in military time.
What's the salary?
So the salary is based on your rank, and based on things like family and everything. So for me, my breakdown would be they pay me $4,500 a month toward housing here. That's excluding my base pay, which at my rank, being in the Army for 12 years, is pushing close to $5,000 a month. So I make roughly around $10,500 a month here in New York. Totaling out to $122,336 a year. I already did the math. For the state of New York, it won't be the same everywhere, right? Because cost of living is so high up here. So you get paid a cost of living allowance. It's the same way for like Hawaii and Alaska, those more expensive places that they got to make sure that you're able to live there. So initially when you come in, I would say roughly as a E1, E2, I'd say around $2,500 a month starting off, and then as the promotions come, you work your way up. Back to
James.
My
So the very important thing to say is that what was like to the worst, to the best thing about being like the Army. For like example, when you got there, what was like that you didn't like, but then you started like getting into it, like you liked it, and then like what was
all right, so for me, I came up in a military household, right? So unfortunately, it was just standards and discipline in the household. So nothing really caught me by surprise in basic training. I think initially when you go through just the time limit that you're given to eat and shower and all of that stuff was what I didn't agree with at first. But eventually, like you said, the enemy is not going to wait for you to take a shower. The enemy is not going to wait for you to eat. So you kind of adopt those ways, and I would say that's the thing that got easier to me. Or just being around people all the time. Believe it or not, I was very, very introverted, and the military is wild public speaking out of me, and I can consider myself somewhat of an extrovert now.
No, he got it.
I kind of tried to tackle it for both of us, so we can just hit this in the end and get out y'all way.
First of all, we'd like to thank you so much for your service. Now, if someone wanted to enlist, how do they go about that?
Okay, so for the enlistment, what we do is we do a test, phase, and enlist process, right? So the first thing you do, you'll take a test. It's a 10-section test, roughly around 3 hours on math, English, assembling objects, automotives, electrical. 4 of those sections is to kind of hike up and elevate the test, and then the other ones will be to see what you're good at, so what jobs you qualify for. So obviously, like, my job is in clerical, so pretty much I score high in the admin section. After that, you'll go and do like a full sports physical down in Brooklyn MEPS. They'll make sure that you don't have like any asthma, anything that'll stop you from just going on and fighting the nation's war. We want you to be at 100% health, or as close to 100% as we can get you. That doesn't mean if you have anything that you don't qualify. We're not the doctors. We don't say that you don't qualify. So we shoot everything down there and we get you looked at and make sure that you're good to go. After you pass the test and physical, you'll take your job with the guidance counselors that we have down there, and then you go on the basic and AIT, or basic AIT Ranger School, Airborne School, with you real high speed. So.
As far as, like, say, vocational fields, what kind of opportunities are there?
So every job that you really see in the civilian world, we offer in the military. If you wanted to be a paralegal, we have it, military police, engineer, military intelligence. We got firefighters if somebody can come in there and score and make it pop up for us. We offer it, but nursing, anything in the medical field, like if you do it out here in the civilian world, we offer it in the military.
Do you have any brochures or anything?
Yeah, we do. So if anybody's ever interested in the brochure, we're right here across from the Lexus dealership, or we can bring some brochures up here as well and leave somewhere for y'all to have access to them.
Well, thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can share all this great information. So, can we get a picture with everyone real quick?
Okay, at this time, everyone is going to go, staff and students are going to go back to homeroom. If homeroom 10 can